Okay, so let me tell you why Yaya Mayweather's name was trending on Friday. And no, she didn't post anything. She didn't say anything. She didn't do anything. Jazlyn Mychelle did. All Jazz did was go live, a simple, peaceful, nothing to see here YouTube live stream. Her and NBA YoungBoy walking 2 miles through nature with their dog. That's it. The moment people saw Jazlyn on that live stream walking beside YoungBoy, calm, happy, in a weighted vest, calling themselves mom and dad, every single comment section immediately had one name in it.
Oh, I see. I don't got people. That's cool. Better for me.
Yaya Mayweather. So today we are breaking this entire situation down. The live stream, the comments, why Yaya keeps getting brought up every time Jazz does literally anything, and the full history behind why the internet cannot let this go. On Friday, May 22nd, 2026, Jazlyn Mychelle hopped on a YouTube live stream, and based on the footage that TSR teens captured, there was nothing dramatic about it at all. Jazz was outside in nature, wearing a weighted vest, which, okay, already showing she takes her fitness seriously. And she turned the camera around to show her husband, NBA YoungBoy, walking right next to her with one of their dogs. She told the people watching that they were planning to do a 2-mile walk together. And then she said something that ended up becoming the quote of the day. She pointed the camera at YoungBoy and said, and I'm quoting directly here, "We're the parents, mom and dad." YoungBoy was out there, walking, in the morning, with his wife, with their dog. No drama, no chaos, no entourage, just a man outside with his family on a regular Friday. And fans immediately noticed something in his energy that they have been pointing out for a while now. He looked genuinely relaxed, unbothered, present. So TSR posted the clip, and the comment section became its own event. One Instagram user wrote, "Yaya hiding in the brush like a mountain lion," and that one had people crying, laughing. Then someone else added, someone said, "Yaya in the bushes waiting like a mountain lion. Plea." And then another person took it even further with, "Yaya flying over in Mayweather air." Came a full bit, a full character. The internet collectively decided that somewhere out there, Yaya was watching this live stream and the comments were not going to let her breathe. But then, and this is the part I want you to pay attention to, the tone of the comments shifted because mixed in with all the jokes, people started getting real about what they were actually seeing in that video. One commenter wrote, "She makes him feel regular and loved." Another said, "He looks at peace around her. Her voice is so calming." Someone else wrote, "He more calm with her than any of the other baby mamas, especially Yaya IDC. I'm happy he married her. She seems so regular and he needed that, not all the theatrics." And then there was this comment that really summed up what a lot of people have been saying for a while now. The user wrote, "You know what I've noticed? He barely let anyone film him without covering his face. With her, he shows all his teeth, never hides from her camera, and just be regular. I know she gets a lot of dirt, but I'm willing to bet he's the one begging her to stay." That comment hit different, because that's not just a joke about Yaya. That's people genuinely analyzing the difference in who YoungBoy is around Jazlyn Mychelle versus who he was in previous relationships. And that's exactly why this live stream, as simple as it was, turned into a conversation, because some people watching this might not be fully up to speed on Jazz. Let's get into who she actually is. Jazlyn Mychelle Hayes. She goes by Jazlyn Mychelle, has been a content creator since 2015. She built her YouTube channel from the ground up, and her content has always been centered around her real life, skincare routines, hair care, beauty, lifestyle, family. She's built over 131,000 subscribers on YouTube. This was not someone who suddenly appeared because of YoungBoy. She was already in the content creation space. She and NBA YoungBoy got married in 2023. And together, they already have 2 children, a daughter named Alice Nora, born in 2021, and a son named Clemenza True, born in 2022. And now, as of recently, they're expecting their 3rd child together. YoungBoy actually announced that pregnancy in the lyrics of his song, "If You Need Me," which is off his album Make America Slime Again, released in July 2025. The line was simple, "Me and Jazz on our third kid." That's how they told the world. This would be Jazlyn's third child and YoungBoy's 13th overall. And fans have consistently pointed out one thing about Jazlyn's relationship with YoungBoy. She seems to ground him in a way that previous relationships simply did not. She appears regularly in his content. He has appeared in hers, and the energy between them publicly has been consistently described as calm, stable, and real. That observation from fans is not new, but it gets reinforced every time a moment like this Friday livestream happens. Just a couple months before this walk, back in March 2026, the two of them made an appearance together at the Rick Owens fashion show in Paris. They showed up in coordinated outfits and turned heads on that stage. Fashion Week, nature walks with dogs. These two have been consistently showing up together across different settings, and every time they do, it brings a new round of conversation. Okay, so why does Yaya Mayweather's name keep coming up every single time Jazlyn and YoungBoy are seen together? To understand that, you have to understand the full history. Yaya Mayweather, known publicly as Yaya, is the daughter of boxing legend Floyd Mayweather Jr. She and NBA YoungBoy started their relationship in late 2018, and from the very beginning, it was turbulent. In early 2019, there were rumors that Yaya slashed YoungBoy's car tires after an argument. That same year, YoungBoy released a track called Dirty Ayana, a play on Michael Jackson's Dirty Diana, which was widely understood to be a diss toward her. The relationship kept going in circles, on again, off again, chaotic in public view. Then in April 2020, things escalated in a way that became major news. There was a physical altercation at YoungBoy's residence in Louisiana. Yaya was accused of stabbing a woman named LaPatra Lashai Jacobs, who was the mother of another one of YoungBoy's children. Jacobs survived but required emergency medical attention. The situation went to court, and in 2022, Yaya Mayweather received a 6-year probation sentence after pleading guilty to aggravated assault.
It doesn't matter if what I have because of who. That don't matter. The point.
She had claimed at the time of the incident that she was YoungBoy's fiancé. Despite all of that, the two shared a son. Kentrell Jr., known as KJ, was born in January 2021. He is Yaya's first child and was YoungBoy's 6th at the time. Since then, the co-parenting relationship has had its own ups and downs in public. Earlier this year, in January 2026, Yaya went public with her frustration, claiming that YoungBoy was not contributing to the expenses for their son's birthday celebration. She expressed clear disappointment on social media, and it sparked immediate reaction from fans. This happened even though, according to reports, YoungBoy had actually gifted Yaya a Lamborghini truck at some point. Which made the contrast in the birthday situation even more confusing to people watching. There were also rumors circulating around August 2025 that Yaya was pregnant again with YoungBoy's child. She shut those down directly on Instagram, writing, "Edie cake, where y'all getting this from? But I'm not pregnant." And around that same time, there was reported drama between Yaya and the mother of Jazlyn Mychelle, which added another layer to the already complicated dynamic. So when you add all of this up, the history, the legal situation, the public co-parenting disputes, the ongoing social media attention, it becomes very clear why the internet cannot see Jazlyn Mychelle and NBA YoungBoy together without immediately thinking of Yaya. These two storylines are permanently linked in the public consciousness, whether anyone involved wants that or not. What this live stream really did was reignite a conversation that has been going on in the comment sections of every NBA YoungBoy post for years now. And that conversation is about who he is as a person, depending on who he's with. Fans have been very vocal about noticing a difference. When YoungBoy is around Jazlyn, people consistently describe him as calm, open, and present. He smiles on camera. He doesn't hide his face. He walks around outside with his wife and dog, and it looks easy and normal. For someone with a public life as chaotic as his has been, the legal issues, the prison time, the multiple kids across multiple relationships, the constant drama, the image of him on that Friday morning walk reads as something that a lot of people did not expect from him. And some fans are genuinely moved by that. Not in a dramatic way, just in the way where you see something and you think, oh, he actually seems okay right now. The comments that weren't jokes were full of that sentiment. People saying she has a calming energy. People saying she's the one who makes him feel regular. People saying he needed someone who wasn't going to bring theatrics into his life. Now, to be clear and fair here, none of us know what goes on inside anyone's relationship. What we see on camera is what we see on camera. A 2-minute clip of a morning walk is not the full picture of any marriage. And Jazlyn, like any public figure, has had her own share of critics and controversies online. But the observation that fans are making, that YoungBoy appears different, more settled, more grounded in this chapter of his life, is one that keeps coming up organically. It's not a narrative being pushed. It's just what people see when they watch these moments. And that contrast between where he is now and where things were during the most chaotic periods of previous relationships is exactly why Yaya's name ended up in every comment under that nature walk video. So let's bring it all the way back to where we started. Jazlyn Mychelle went live on YouTube on a Friday. She was walking 2 miles in nature with her husband, their dog, and a weighted vest. She turned the camera around, called them Mom and Dad, and kept it moving. And the internet immediately went to Yaya Mayweather. Not because Yaya did anything, not because there was any actual drama between Yaya and Jazlyn in this particular moment, but because the history between Yaya and YoungBoy is so deep, so layered, and so chaotic, and because the contrast between that history and what people see when they watch YoungBoy with Jazlyn is so visible that the two things exist side by side in the public conversation. Whether they're connected in that moment or not, the comments split into 2 camps, the ones who are making jokes about Yaya lurking in the bushes, and the ones who are genuinely observing that YoungBoy seems more at peace right now than he has in a long time. And honestly, both camps were reacting to the same thing. They were all looking at that clip and acknowledging that things look different now. Jazlyn Mychelle has been consistent. She showed up through his legal troubles, through the federal prison time he served. He was released in March 2025, and she has continued building her own platform, growing her own audience, and creating a family life that, at least from the outside, looks stable. YoungBoy, for his part, has been in full momentum. He dropped his album Make America Slime Again in July 2025, went on his first ever headlining tour that fall, performed across major cities, and by all appearances has been focused on both music and his expanding family. His 13th child is on the way. He and Jazlyn are building something. And that Friday morning nature walk, peaceful, unhurried, 2 miles, a dog, a weighted vest, somehow became a whole moment. Because that's the internet. Because that's what happens when you have a history as public and complicated as NBA YoungBoy's, and people are watching every frame for clues about where things really stand. Yaya Mayweather's name was in those comments because people are always going to compare where things are to where things were. That's just human nature. And the verdict, at least from what the comment sections are saying, is clear. People see something different now. Whether that difference holds, whether it's real in the way that matters, that's not something a 2-minute live stream can answer. But for what it's worth, it was a nice walk.